For more than 200 years, the Millersburg Ferry has been carrying passengers between Dauphin and Perry counties. Organizers say it's the last still-standing ferry operating on the Susquehanna River. Fox 43's Grant Carlton takes us aboard for a historic ride.
And you see the Wiconisco Creek, the mountain range.
Long before bridges spanned the Susquehanna, crossing the river looked much different. What began with flat-bottom boats pushed by hand has evolved into one of Pennsylvania's most unique pieces of living history. Over 2 centuries later, you can still take a trip on America's last all-wooden, double-sternwheel ferry boat.
In 1817, there were really only 2 bridges across the Susquehanna River, so there were hundreds of ferries. Just a flat-bottom boat, and they'd stick poles in the water and push themselves across the river. Shortly after the Civil War, they went to steam-powered boats, and so they purchased a couple of steam-powered boats. And that allowed them to move things quicker.
As the Millersburg Ferry evolved to eventually carry automobiles, heavier steam-powered boats required a new solution. A rock ferry wall was built in the late 1800s to create a deeper channel, the same ferry wall that's maintained and utilized to this day.
It paid farmers about 5 cents a day to walk out into the middle of the river and stack river rock.
With more than 200 years of operation, the Susquehanna River can still test the Millersburg Ferry. Last summer's low water levels and dry conditions forced the season to end about a month earlier than normal.
Really just didn't have water. So it got pretty low. I think the last day we ran, it was bumping across most of the way and broke a couple paddles.
Even when Mother Nature throws a curveball, Captain Stoddard says sharing the ferry's story with all generations makes every trip worthwhile.
Captain gave us some really good origins of how it started. I learned a lot. And afterwards, to make it even better, we got some ice cream.
Everybody that comes on the ferry is happy. They want to learn about it, and that's what I enjoy doing. It's talking about the boats, talking about the history of them, and talking about the history of the river.
If you'd like to learn more about the Millersburg Ferry, including its rich history and hours of operation, we have a link on our website, fox43.com. Grant Carlton, Fox 43 News.